In today's video, we're going to be going over my top 5 favorite SUVs. Now, there's been a few SUVs released recently, and I absolutely love them. And I thought, you know, it's been a while since I've done one of these, like, ranking videos. So I thought we'll do SUVs, because I love them in real life and in the game. So anyway, the reason I'm doing top 5 and not, like, top 10, I know a lot of people do, like, top 10s. I feel like anything after 5, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Top 5 favorite, I don't need to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because they're, to me, they're just going to be cars that I like. But this is my top 5 favorite SUVs. Okay, so let me explain how we're going to be judging, what I judge this off, and how we're going to be doing this video here today. So, we're here with my agency. I have got all of the cars that I'm going to be showing you. We're going to be driving them from here over to the nightclub where we're going to store these, just so we'll be able to see them all nice and pretty next to each other. The way that I'm ranking this, right? Like I say, the title of this video, it's my favorite SUVs, okay? So this isn't necessarily the fastest. Stop looking at that, okay? This isn't necessarily the fastest SUV or anything like that. It's just the SUVs that I love driving. And I just love the aesthetic of it and just the whole little package. You know what I mean? It's definitely going to be a personal preference. For example, the Rolls-Royce SUV actually isn't even on my list. Just because even though I love that in real life, in this game, I think it's a bit boring. So, starting off in my... That's not it. Starting off in my number 5 spot, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, is a car that I do not own on this account. And I talked about it literally a couple weeks ago when it was on sale. And I said it was a removed vehicle. I should have purchased it right there and then. I absolutely love it. It is this vehicle right here, the Anis Helion. I absolutely love this thing. I love the way it looks. It doesn't drive great, but it's not bad. And I just think it is a gorgeous car. It reminds me of like the Land Cruiser in real life. I would love like an old school Land Cruiser. I think they're awesome. But that is it. That is my number 5 spot. And I'm sorry that I couldn't show it to you. It's the only one that I don't own. Don't worry about it. All right, now we're going to move on to my number 4 spot, which is a vehicle that I absolutely do enjoy, but don't drive it too often. Let's get to it. And that car is this thing right here, the Ubermacht Rebler GTS. I think this thing is based obviously off of a BMW. Is it an X5M or an X? It looks more like a 7 because it's a lot longer. For me, it's probably the X5M. But anyway, I absolutely love this vehicle. It looks gorgeous. And let's take it out for a spin. Let's take it over to our nightclub. Oh, the sound of it, man. The sad thing is, even this car's interior is better than the Rolls. Have you seen the Rolls? The blooming Rolls-Royce truck in this game? The interior is god-awful, man. Look at that, man. They did such a good job with the lights of this car. Such a good job. At least for the front. The back, not so much. It's not awful, but the real lights on this, I feel like they cheaped out on. But look at that, especially at nighttime. I was going to wait until the daytime to do these videos. But I think for this car, it looks better at night. All right, so first things first, let's do a sound check. You know, I do like the reversing lights. I'll give them that. I do think that there's something about the lights that doesn't look that great. Maybe they just look a little 2D compared to the fronts, which look absolutely incredible. But the reverse light's nice. But anyway, let's have a little sound check. Sounds great. Sounds great. So like I say, the reason that these are all in my top 5 is the main thing. Obviously, it has to drive well. Blooming Banshee. It has to drive well, but it also, just the way it feels. Like, I love cars in this game that look like their real-life counterparts. And I feel like this car does such a good job at that. And a lot of the cars that I have in my list here. And also, shout out to the Porsche, right? Shout out to this, the Piston Astron. Like, this... It is a really good SUV. I just don't like the rear tail lights. I think they made it look a little weird with the rear tail lights. But this is a really good SUV as well. But this one is just... It just looks great. If you just want to drive around and have fun, go from business to business, I just love this one. I just absolutely love it. You know what I wish they had in GTA? That now that I think about it, 100% blows my mind is superchargers. Is there any cars? I'm trying to think. How awesome would it be if you could add, instead of turbos, why can't we add superchargers? I am guaranteeing you that is probably something that's going to be in GTA 6. but it's not in GTA 5. Why don't they? Imagine having the supercharged whine on all your favorite cars. Just... That sounded awful. That sounded more like a bloody F1 car. But a supercharged whine, man, would sound so bloody cool. All right, let's put this thing in here. You can see the four-wheel drive on this. It almost looks like a bloody, like spinning like that, the Mercedes that spins around. All right, so I don't think we have any vehicles in here. So let's just say basement level 2, and we'll see what it looks like in here. Okay, didn't even realize I had cars in here. That's always fun. Let's go ahead and move it, though, so it's in a place of its own. All right, there we go. Perfect. But anyway, here she is, the absolute beauty. I love, like I say, these are my top 5. I feel like if I start going 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it starts just me choosing a car for the sake of it. But these top 5, I do truly love all 5 of them. So there is my number 4. Let's move on to number 3. So in my number 3 spot, we have the new Canis Terminus. Now, this one might surprise you because when I test drove this, I said it was one of my favorite cars in the game, especially for SUVs. It handles really well. It looks incredible. But there is 2 above this that I just think are... I just prefer. Not necessarily that they're better or faster, because this one is rapid, but just ones that I prefer in my number 2 and number 1 slot. But anyway, let's take this thing out for a spin and take it over to our nightclub. This thing is great. I forget. If you don't own one of these, this is one vehicle that if you're on the fence for, I would just say go ahead and do it, because it is absolutely incredible. But let's have a little sound check. It's great. It is absolutely great. It looks menacing. It sounds menacing. I almost wish it was a 2-door, though, instead of the 4-door variant. But, you know, it is what it is. But this thing is rapid. It turns so fast. Look at this. I can't explain it. It is an incredible vehicle. It turns so well. And again, I don't know how to explain it. But I don't know if it's just the radius of this thing. But it is such a fast turner. And maybe I sound mental, but that is exactly what it is. It's a fast turner. And like I say, I really enjoy vehicles that look like their real-life counterparts. And this thing is obviously based off of the Jeep Wrangler. The Jeep Wrangler 392 with the Rubicon package. Everyone keeps saying it's not a Wrangler, it's a Rubicon. The Rubicon is a package. So you can get the Rubicon in the truck as well, not just the SUV. The Wrangler is this. It's this style, the SUV that you can take the doors off. This is the Wrangler. The Rubicon is the package. And then the 392 is the engine, which is the V8 version of this car. But that's definitely what this is based off of. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And like I say, if I'm just having some fun driving around to all my businesses, right now, SUVs... Oops. Right now, SUVs tend to be the vehicle I'm driving. I don't know. I'm going on an SUV kick recently. In real life and in game. And I think the real life is bleeding into the game. That's why I'm loving them in the game as well. But I think anyone who has purchased this in game 100% knows why this is in my top 3. But with that being said, you're probably thinking, okay, what on earth? Yeah, I think you may be able to guess what my number 1 is. But my number 2, you're probably thinking, what the bloody hell is number 2 going to be? If this is number 3, and the BMW X5M is number 4, the Anis Helion is number 5, which is incredible. I wish I had it on this account. Next time it comes, I'm buying it, because I can't buy it right now. What is number 2 and number 1 going to be? Well, we're going to be finding that out here in a second, but let's park this one up next to our number 4. There it is. I think you can agree. Both really good options. Both really, really good options. All right, let's move on to number 2. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, in my number 2 spot, my Batsu Monstrosity. This thing, if you don't own one, is absolutely incredible. I love the fact that it's a 2-door. And also, off-road, this thing is insane. Also, in the snow, it's really good. And I love the way that I customize this. I think it is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Let's take this thing for a spin. All right, so sound check. I don't think I changed the exhaust, or I definitely didn't put a turbo on because you can't hear it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think looks-wise, it is incredible. I think it looks awesome. Again, I'd love to have one of these in real life. But looks-wise, I think it is gorgeous. I think it's just I love that it's a two-door, so it's just nice and compact. And everything about it. I absolutely love this thing. Absolutely love it. I love the color I went with. I'm pretty sure this is just like a metal finish. And it drives great. And it looks great. And again, it's all about how I feel driving these cars. And I just love this car. I love the way it looks. I love the way it drives. I just think it's awesome. I just think it is absolutely awesome. I wonder how much these are in real life. I'm going to have to look, man. I don't know when this is from, the 90s. But this thing is awesome. See, here's the thing with old cars, right? I always look online at like cars like this or like a Land Cruiser or something. And I see them and I'm like, this is gorgeous. I'd love to have something like that. But then you go inside of them. And that's usually where the issues come. Because I love new car interiors, right? I love older cars as well. But I am one of those people that every single time like a new car comes out, for the most part, the interiors are always better. They're always getting better and better and better. And I don't know if I could live with an old car's interior. Some old cars' interiors are beautiful. But like some of these car interiors, like something like this or the Land Cruisers, can be a little rough, man. A little rough. Oh, man. I love this thing, though. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Definitely no regrets putting this in my number 2 spot. And there she is. The interior on this actually looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that's the same interior, though, that the Rolls-Royce has in this game for some reason. It's pretty sad. But there they are. We have 4, 3, 2, 5. Obviously, we are missing because I don't own it right now. But let's move on to one. Do you see a theme here? I'm just now realizing it's like silver gray, and this is also like a charcoal, like a silver gray. I wonder why. In real life, I do like silver gray too. I'm just thinking because, or do I prefer black? Black looks great in person though. Nothing looks better than a black car in person. It's clean. But gray, it has to be the right gray. Anyway, let's move on. All right, and in my number 1 spot, ladies and gentlemen, have you guessed what it is? If you've seen my video on it, you probably already know. But my number 1 spot is this right here. The brand new Baller STD, aka the full-size Range Rover. I love this car in real life. I think it is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. And I think they did an incredible job of bringing this to the game. It's not as beautiful as the one in real life. The rear lights on this one in game don't look quite as nice as the one in real life. But everything else, and I've tried customizing it to be as close as possible to how I would get this in real life. I love the black and white. I think in real life, though, I would probably go with like a matte. There's an option for like a British racing green that you can get, but in like matte. So it'd be a matte British racing green. But that's with like the blackout package, the shadow package, I think they call it for the full size. So like a matte British racing green with like black wheels and like black badges and stuff like that. I think that's what I would probably do in real life. But in second place would be this, which is what I did in game, which is an absolutely beautiful Panda, which is black and white. And I think it's just very classy. These wheels are as close as I could find to the ones in real life. I'll throw a picture up right here. You can see I actually did a pretty good job. It's very similar. But let's first and foremost sound check. The one thing, it sounds great, by the way. The one thing that I really like about this car, whereas some of the others I don't like as much, is because this car is so big and heavy, they've done a good job of making it when you accelerate, it kind of like hunkers down and pulls instead of just wheels spinning off. Look, are you ready? It kind of feels like it just hunkers down. See what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. But yeah, this is currently one of my favorite cars in the game. It is dead. Well, like I say, I've been on an SUV kick recently. That bloody leaf blower is so loud. But like I say, I've been on an SUV kick, so I think it's obvious that this is one of my favorite cars in the game. But like I say, I do think it is gorgeous. I think they've done an incredible job with it. I do wish, however, they brought out the Range Rover Sport in the game as well. The new Range Rover Sport. I actually think I prefer the Sport, even if money wasn't an option. I recently went and looked at both of these in real life, the Sport and the full size, and I was like, you know what? I thought this was the one I loved more than anything, and it is gorgeous. But I think the Sport is grown on me so much. I love it. I wish that was in game, but it's not. But this is still incredible. All right, let's take this thing back on over, not back. Let's take this thing over to our nightclub. I just love it. I just absolutely love it. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to be driving down the street here. Dude, I remember having lunch there in real life. These are real places in real life. I used to work here and like just off this street. So I used to walk down this every single day almost on my lunch break. There's a few really good restaurants. This is called 3rd Street Promenade in real life. And there's a few good restaurants there. And I've completely driven past my bloody nightclub. Also, one thing that I didn't give them credit for is the sunroof. In real life, this car does have a massive sunroof like this. And they've done a really good job putting it in the game. So, credit where credit is due right there. All right, here we go. Here she is. Absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. And there we go. There is my 4 vehicles. The 5th one obviously being the Anis Helion. But unfortunately, I didn't buy it. I'll have to get it next time for sure because it is a removed vehicle. But this is my top 5. Starting off at number 1, my favorite is the Galavanta Baller STD. I think this thing is beautiful. And yeah, I just love the way it turned out. Then we have the Maibatsu Monstrosity at number 2. I just love it. Like I say, this is all personal preference. Number 3, we have the new Canis Terminus, which is beautiful. Number 4, we have the Rebla GTS, the Reinhardt Rebla GTS. And then at number 5, we have the Anis Helion, like I said. But that is it. Let me know what you guys think about it, because I would love to know what your top 5 favorite SUVs are in GTA 5 Online. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what your top 5 is in the comments section down below. Do you like SUVs? Do you drive SUVs a lot in this game? I feel like it's either, you know, oppressors or helicopters. But I personally love these SUVs. I mean, some of them are biased because I like them in real life too, but that's what makes me like them even more in game. But anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, as always, with a brand new video. Goodbye.